So in order to create curtains, first of all you need to create a plane, a simple plane, and rotate it along the y or z axis, however you like. Then you need to go into edit mode, divide it, subdivide it a bunch of time, right click and subdivide. I think 5 works good for me. You can add more for more detail. Then what we'll do is we need to create the layers, like the folds of the curtain. So in order to create the horizontal folds, I'll select these, the right side vertices, and then I'll go to select and go to checker deselect. I only need like these few vertices, one by one. We can skip one because we need those folds, and this will help us create those folds. Once we selected these, we'll go to data, vertex groups, and assign a new vertex group to the selected vertices. We'll do the same thing with the middle vertices. Select, checker deselect, assign, same vertex group, no need to create a new vertex group. So same thing with the left ones, select, checker deselect, and assign, and the same thing at the top as well. Select, checker deselect, assign. Now what we need to do is we need to go to our physics tab, click on cloth, and from cloth we go to shape, pin group, and add this group, the vertex group that we just created. And then we go to collisions, add self collisions, and just to make our results a little bit better, we'll do right click and shade smooth, and we'll also add a subdivision surface modifier. Once we've done that, we'll go to okay. Now that once you've created the cloth and enable self collisions, make sure you're on frame 1 or frame 0 and play your animation. As you can see, nothing much is happening right now. What you'll do is you'll go back to frame 1, you'll add another plane and move it up a little bit like so. Then you'll go to edit mode, edge select, and delete the 2 edges on the side by pressing X and then edges. Now we have 2 edges left. We need to separate both of these edges. I'll select one, press P, and separate by selection. Now I'll come back into object mode. I'll select one of my edges. I'll set origin to geometry for both of them. Now I'll go back to my cloth. I'll go to constraints, add a constraint, copy scale. I need to copy scale 1 by 1 for both using both of these edges. I'll give it a target of this edge in the front, and depending on how your cloth is rotated, you need to choose your axis accordingly. I'll choose X for now for this one, and for the other one I'll create another copy scale constraint, and for it I'll give it the target of the other edge, and I'll give it the Y axis just to test it out. Now when I play my animation and scale this, as you can see, it works like we want it to, and scale the other one. Yep, it kind of creates the shape that we are looking for, but it doesn't perfectly create it, simply because if we go back to our cloth properties, the vertex mass is just too little. We need to give it some mass. Now if we play and we play around with these settings, as you can see, the results are getting better. The more you play around with these settings, the better results you're going to get. But for now, just for the sake of this example, let's say this is what you needed. Let's say this is what you needed. So what you'll do at this point, once you're satisfied with your cloth, you'll go to modifiers and apply the cloth. At this point, you cannot change how it looks. What I'll do is I'll delete these controllers. Once you've deleted it, it will come back to its original scale. You can play around with it like that, or whatever. Now what you need to do is you need to go to add modifier and add a curve modifier. Okay, once you've added the curve modifier, you need to add a curve in your scene. Press Shift A, curve, circle. I'll scale it up so you can see. I'll click on my cloth, and in the curve modifier that I just added, I'll select the curve object, which is this curve that I just created. And if you see, it's not deforming with the curve. In order to make it like bend with the curve, you need to play with the deform axis. It just depends on how your scene is. Just try out different settings and you will find the correct one. Y minus maybe works. Actually, Y minus looks good to me. It's upside down. You can simply just rotate it like so, and now you have your curtain, and it's kind of like bending with the curve. You can duplicate the curtain and like move it along the y-axis like that to make more of them. Just like that, you can create as many curtains as you want. If you want an easier method, you can add another modifier called array modifier. And with the array modifier, you should change the factor to y, because my scene is set up like that depending on your scene. Make y1 and x0. It should work now. Actually it doesn't. Let's make, actually never mind. What we need to do is make sure the array is above the curve. Now it works better. Now the y factor, you can play around with it to like make sure if the curtains are closer together or far apart, and then increase the number of the curtains to make them go round. So that's how you do it. If you have any more questions, you can let me know.